the difference between a typical growing Christian, just the average evangelical growing Christian, and a totally Christ-centered person, that's, in my view, that's the widest gulf that has to be bridged in this whole schematic. And I would talk to these people. I'd say, you know, we have thousands of you people who are well-adjusted, well-educated, comfortable, upper middle class, convenience-oriented Christians. And you shouldn't be. And, you know, I quoted, you know, the Acts 20 verse where Paul gets to that point where he goes, hey, you know what? I no longer count my life as dear unto myself. These people still count their life as dear unto, they're still protecting something. They'll let God move when they feel like they want God to move. They'll step up to something if they feel like stepping up to something. They'll sacrifice if they feel like sacrificing. They'll volunteer if they feel like it. We had to create a vision for all of these people, and we had to say, you know what? You could actually cross this chasm and get to a point where for me to live is Christ and to die is gain. Where I no longer count my life as dear unto myself. Only that I achieve the mission given to me from God the Father. For I am crucified with Christ, nevertheless I live. Yet not I, but Christ lives in me. You know, and I would just keep going down these verses, and I was like, gang, you're never going to be fully alive to what God wants you to experience, and you're never going to be where He wants you to be until you take this jump. And the illustration I often used, I used it more than I should have, is, you know, in my college days, I wanted to experience skydiving. And so, you know, really the first time you throw yourself out of an airplane, there's just that moment where you go, hope this works. And so I don't care, you know, how tough you are when you're standing at the edge of the opening there, and you're going, ooh, this was a great idea from ground level. And, you know, when you just go, all right, and you throw yourself out, that first few seconds of free falling, that's the closest description I can give you for what happened in my life when I crossed this chasm. When I said, you know what, if it cost me being a part of our family's company, if it cost me moving out of my hometown, if it cost me my friendship, if it cost me, you know, I no longer count my life as dear unto myself. Here we go. I'm jumping. Terrifying. And a high percentage of the Christians that I talk to in most places around the world, when I'm using this kind of imagery and talking about this kind of stuff, they get real quiet and they go, by golly, I think I'm still here. I don't think I've ever really thrown myself out of the airplane. And I'm like, you would know if you had. You never forget it.